Welcome everybody. My name is Melanin Rebirth, and in this video I want to talk about the importance of being patient in life and just 7 ways to be more patient. So before I get started, I was inspired to make this video because lately I have noticed myself being impatient with my fitness journey. So I just want to tell y'all why it's so important to be patient and how to actually become more patient. So really just giving y'all the advice that I use to be more patient and to just stick it out through for the long term. I'm sure most of y'all watching this video can relate to a time where you've been impatient or you just wanted something to happen right then and there and it doesn't happen. One thing that we must remember is that we live in a instant gratification society to where we want things now. We want that instant validation. We want that instant gratification. We want that instant notoriety. We want people to notice us, but we tend to not put in the hard work that it takes to actually get to that end goal. I know some of us may get impatient because we are expecting a certain outcome to happen and it doesn't happen when we want it to happen, and we end up quitting right before that outcome was about to happen. Now, we may see this in fitness, in our business, in our relationships, in our self, internally, externally, whatever the case may be. So this video is intended to tell you why practicing patience is so important for success, and what are some benefits to being more patient, and how can we actually be patient in life. So before I get started, I want to let you know that patience is truly a virtue, and it's not something that we are necessarily taught, especially in today's age. Some of us grew up on social media, some of us didn't, but for the most part, most of us use social media at least 2 hours a day, which is kind of scary, but in reality, we use about 2 hours of our time each day, at least 2 hours a day on some form of social media. So it's sad to say, it's a gift and a curse, don't get me wrong, but patience is becoming a bit hard for people to grasp and actually use as a solid skill set to success. So in this video, I do intend to give y'all some tips that y'all can use, because it actually helped me out with becoming more patient in my life. So just know that patience is a virtue, and it's something that really needs to be taught and intentionally practiced every day to improve our level of patience. I was reading an article online, and it said that most people can't even sit through a 4-minute video without clicking to the next video, or without getting distracted or discouraged because the answers aren't popping out in front of their faces. So remember that patience is a virtue. Why is patience so important? What is patience? Patience is defined as the quality of being patient, as the bearing of annoyance, misfortune, or pain without complaint or irritation or loss of temper. So that's essentially what patience is. It can also be thought of as being zen, or being unaffected by exterior or external forces that we go through on a day-to-day basis. When we are impatient, we are not able to completely have control of our lives, and the universe feels that. So when we become impatient, we are telling the universe that we are distraught, we are distracted, and we are discouraged, which then we will get that outcome in our life. Because I really do believe in the saying, as above, so below. So what we think about every day is going to be what happens in our life. Subconsciously, our subconsciously becomes our conscious, so to say. So I just want y'all to think back to a time where you became impatient, and what was the outcome to that? Did you ever get done? Did you ever complete the goal that you set out to complete? How was the outcome when you became impatient? Were you very close to succeeding, and then your impatience led you not to succeed? So it can be very frustrating when you are not where you want to be. And it can be very easy to just give up because you become impatient. So that's why it's so important to be patient, because once you put what you want in the universe and you're doing an activity every day that will get you closer to that outcome, the rest is all up to the universe. It is out of your control to worry about when it's going to happen, if you are focused on when it's going to happen, the universe can feel that you're not trusting the universe. So it can give you that same feeling back and make you feel, well, you will become distracted, encouraged or discouraged, and distraught from what you want to accomplish. So keep that in mind. It's very important to have patience in your life. Okay, so benefits of being patient. You must understand that patience is a virtue, and it's something that you need in order to help you complete your long-term goals. So patience is understanding that you are in it for the long term, and you're not in it for instant pleasure, for instant gratification. This will also help you with making better choices rather than being impulsive. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with taking risk, just as long as the risk to reward is at a high percentage. Like, just as long as your reward is better than the risk. And being patient will make you more human. It will make you realize that you need to show more empathy and kindness towards other people. By you being patient, you will become more peaceful, more kind, more empathetic, have a clearer mind, and be able to make rational decisions. It's kind of like, I put the snail there because that kind of reminds us to slow down and understand where others are coming from. So just slow down and smell the roses, just sometimes we do need to slow down. I'm not saying to stop what you're doing as far as accomplishing your goals, but being patient is something that will help you make clearer decisions and not just impulsive decisions. It will help you be more grounded. It will help you be more level-headed, and come from a place of understanding of others as well. So, what are 7 ways to be more patient? The first way is slow down. Sometimes slowing down is the most precious gift we can give others. Yes, so We must learn to slow down and really stop and smell the roses. It helps us figure out the right balance between push and pull. And it just helps us assess the situation that we have in front of us. So when we slow down, we can ask ourselves, what's the best step I can take next? By slowing down and really thinking things through. The second thing that you want to do is breathe. Breathing will help with patience. When we meditate or do yoga or control even when we get upset, what's one thing that we're told? Slowly breathe in, slowly breathe out. So slowing down our breaths, our breathing has so many stress relieving hormones in our cortisol that we can use that really helps us reduce our stress level. When we're rushing and we're just boom, 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 boom on the daily grind, we forget how important breathing, like intentionally slow breathing, getting full breaths and letting full breaths out. We have a tendency to forget how important that is and how important that is to being patient. So whenever you feel like you're getting worked up or just impatient, just breathe in and breathe out. All right. So step 3, focus on what is important. If it's important to you, you will find a way. If it's not important to you, you will find an excuse. So when we really focus on what's important to us, after slowing down and taking a few deep breaths, we can figure out what's important and then what is the act that we need to do in order to execute the plan. So another way of thinking about it is completely ignoring what you are stressed about and focus on what the tasks are to complete. So when we focus more on the task at hand, instead of focusing on our obstacles, not saying that we don't need to focus on that, but we don't need to get stressed out because we need to remember what the task is at hand. And that's going to help us get through those obstacles. So just remember that if you're stressed out about a mistake or a misstep or a lack of progress, you need to think about, you can think about what you're stressed on, but you must then move on to the task that you need to complete. Communicate your thoughts with others and yourself. Always talk to somebody about what's stressing you, because getting it off your chest can help you. Patience, being impatient in life is just a form of stress and being frustrated. So when you really speak that out and talk to somebody that you trust, they will probably be able to give you advice, but just getting it off your chest helps out too. Affirmations. I love affirmations. Our patience will achieve more than our force. So stop trying to force things. There's a good quote that I like by, I forgot who it was, but it's by somebody. And they said, less reaction, more action, or something like that. So I forgot how it was, but it was, I gotta look it up again. But just remember, our patience will achieve more than our force. So affirmations really do help. I am a patient person. I'm a patient person. So you can repeat that. Just know for step 6 that time heals all Time heals everything. Healing is an art. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes love. So we have to remember that time is going to heal. So rather if you're, like I said, starting a new workout or failed at, something business wise, or just failed at a relationship or whatever, just know that time heals all wounds. And then be mindful of the progress. So we are on a journey. Life is not a sprint, it's rather a marathon. And the quicker that we realize that, the more headstrong we'll be with enduring all the stress, all the obstacles, all the missteps. And when we're mindful of where we're going and we understand that life is a progress, then that would help us be patient with ourselves. That will help us to be patient with others, to be patient in exercise, to be patient with money, to be patient with a lot of things. So once we know that, it's going to help us improve our patience just all around. So guys, this concludes my video. If you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel and also check out my self-development playlist. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.